there's a lot of pros to going into online learning. You have more time, but like for me, I think I get my energy from other people being around me. So I think I would choose not go to online learning again because I don't think I can do it.
Hello, my name is Brandon.
Hi, my name is Zeshan.
I'm Trisha.
Caleb, and this is Earth Listening.
All right, so today's topic we have are opinions on online learning coming to an end.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really like online learning. Like in the beginning, I was like, oh, sick. I have so much free time to do everything. But then over time, I slowly like dried out from like everything because I couldn't see my friends in person. So like my energy level just like went down lower and lower. So honestly, I didn't really like online learning.
I mean, yeah, I think that was where a lot of the downside was, in the fact that like you couldn't really have fun. Like it was just sitting on a computer every day, getting on and just like looking at yourself in the camera. And really, that's it. I mean, I guess the classes were a bit easier because everything was on the internet. So it's much tougher if you're having to do everything in person and going on site to do it. But the experience of high school wasn't really there. You know what I'm saying? So I really missed that online learning.
I'm gonna have to agree with Zeshan here. It was definitely easier because you could control your hours. You could you don't have to spend the whole lunch break eating your lunch, if that makes sense. You just have more free time. But then again, you're looking at a computer screen for like 6 hours a day, 4 hours, whatever it is, and you can't really experience the same traditional classroom type of setting that you'd usually have.
I would have to agree. Like, I didn't really like that I couldn't like talk to my friends or anything, and like during classes or before classes or in between, whenever we would just have like a short conversation. That's something that wasn't there. So it was kind of repetitive after a while for like doing it for a whole year or semester.
Pros and cons of online learning. Pros, definitely, it's a lot easier. It just, you can, you have 3 periods rather than your usual 6. I mean, they may be 70 minutes each, but that's only 10 minutes longer than the usual class. We also had our Wednesdays off, where we had our asynchronous learning, where we could do like studying, and then we only attended class for the 15-minute checkup.
For pros are very similar. Like, as opposed to a traditional classroom, like, we didn't have to go to the same classes every day, right? I mean, we're going to like 3 or 2 classes separate days, and so like you have much more time. Maybe you can wake up later on certain days. You don't have to like go to that same class every day. You don't have to be confronted by that same work every day. So it's like every other day, and that's much more easier. And obviously just the online setting makes it easier. I think like Brandon said, you're on your own hours, you know what I mean? And so it just eases everything in terms of, assignments, tests and all that. And sometimes even the tests weren't even done in class, right? You could do it on your own time. So it's so much more flexible. And so I think it's probably the best pro about it.
Personally, for me, most of online learning was from my junior year, and I heard from a lot of other people that junior year was like the most stressful year. And since we had it online, I could go my own tempo with what I wanted to do, and it wasn't really that stressful.
Yeah, I agree. For like midterms and finals, my school, it was optional in some classes, and other classes you didn't have to take one. So it was like that flexibility just made it easier, and it was easier to maintain grades and things like that.
All right, moving on to the cons. For me, I mentioned it earlier, just definitely looking at a computer screen for that long can't be that good for you. Also, you're at home, you're kind of cooped up. I know some people, they like traditional learning, they like to be in a traditional classroom setting. So that's also a con I can see for many people. Like, they won't be able to learn the same way, and they won't be able to have the same thing.
In the traditional classroom, like, I mean, I guess you would always be able to like go to lunch and talk to your friends, or even in classroom, you could talk to your friend or something, but now in the main session of class, like, you can't even speak to anyone really, right? Everything's sort of closed off. And so it got boring like that. And I think it was always like cool, at the beginning, but you slowly start to realize how important that kind of interaction was as the school year went on. And so that was a huge con, because like everything was just so boring, right? You just show up and then, maybe they'll put you in some breakout rooms and maybe you'll like talk, but it wasn't always that wasn't always the case with every class. And so, and I also think that high school is such an important place of development in terms of, creating friends and all that. And like, you can't even really do that because, you're up in your room sitting in front of a TV screen. And so that was just huge con when it comes to, online learning.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, since we're all in a main room, you can't make side conversations. And I think in a classroom setting, that's like the one way you can make friends by just like making random side conversations while the teacher's talking. And yeah, I tried to make friends through texting because we couldn't have in-person like side conversations. And it honestly just didn't feel the same. There wasn't really a connection between you and them. It was just a digital face. So that was one thing. But furthermore, it felt really hard personally for me to learn from a foreign language. Well, my foreign teacher didn't really understand tech that much, but also when you're not with your other peers that are learning that language with you, it's a little hard to get motivation to learn more about it.
Yeah, I agree. Communication and like collaboration during class is an important part like of high school in general, and that's something that was lacking during the online learning year, I guess.
All right, next question. Would you guys do online learning again? I would. I'm not gonna lie. I personally enjoyed it. It was a fun experience. For me, I got a lot of work done. I was able to, do my work on time rather than having to take the time to like commute back home, taking the bus or waiting at the student's library for my parents to pick me up. I really liked it. I would do it again. And I don't know, it seemed more comfortable for me. I liked being able to stay at home and being able to, be in my chair and my own computer, my own laptop, right?
Yeah, like I think that I would really want the sort of academic side of it, you know what I mean? Like maybe an option to stay at home. And so then like, if I can do that, then if I could stay online for that, then, I really reap the benefits of it academically because it was much less stressful, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I guess I'd try it out maybe, but I think, down the line, it'll probably be available, but it won't, I guess, you won't have to do it, right? And so you could sort of check it out, see the pros and the cons. Okay, if I go in person, is it really, that much less academically stressful? And, how much am I missing, other people? But I think if I had to choose, online learning wasn't that bad because I think academic learning is so important that and it really helped me out in there. And so I would really consider it within that context.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough decision. Like, there's a lot of pros to going into online learning. You have more time, but for me, I think I get my energy from other people being around me. So I think I would choose not go to online learning again because I don't think I can do it.
I think I would maybe try online learning again. It was really helpful, just in terms of keeping up grades and stuff, which is important during high school. Weighing the pros and cons, I guess there's no communication with friends or less. So that would be something to consider when thinking about it again.
Last but not least, favorite memory for online learning?
There wasn't really that much memorable, to be honest, you know what I mean? But if I had to say, it was just maybe going to breakout rooms with people. And so that was your only semblance of conversation. And so you would actually be able to connect with someone and then, reflect, upon what happened, right? It wasn't so boring. And so my favorite memories, I'm not sure if I could give a specific one, but they were often compiled within speaking with other people, within the setting or working with the people on assignments. And so from there, it was where you could actually interact with people and have some kind of fun,
Online learning went by really fast for me. In the beginning, it was oh, okay, going day by day. And then all of a sudden it just flew by. May turned into June and it's school was over. But yeah, I really liked my comp sci class because my teacher, Mr. Crow, he was really good at making everyone comfortable. And yeah, we can make side jokes during class when he made the lecture. And yeah, it was really fun.
I personally don't really have anything memorable from online learning. I guess maybe trying group projects, but then again, those were kind of awkward depending on whether you knew someone in your group or not. But I guess getting to know people as well as I could was nice.
Okay, that wraps it up for our podcast. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on Instagram at EarthListening Official. Check out our website on Instagram located in a link in our bio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at EarthLinking Team. Donate to our GoFundMe located in the description box below. This is Earth Listening. See you in the next episode.